There have been a few remakes of the Resident Evil franchise so far, most notably are Resident Evil 2, 3, and 4, the remake trilogy. So what happens if you try to beat 3 games in under 3 hours? Is it possible? What could possibly go wrong? Are you f***ing kidding me, dude? After spending the past couple of weeks practicing for this challenge on and off, I think I am finally confident enough to actually attempt it. So officially starting the clock and beginning the challenge as Claire in the A scenario, this will likely shock everyone, but the main goal of this run is to be as fast as possible. I know. I couldn't have guessed it either. So a few things that I will do will be pretty noticeable. First is constantly being in caution while playing as Claire. For some reason she runs a little faster in this state, so it's important to make sure it stays like that. The second is by quickly aiming while running up and down stairs will make her move a little bit quicker as well. Lastly, for boss fights I'll be using the knife, as it is simply the quickest way to take out a boss. In order to get into caution, I let this armless zombie bite me twice before moving on to the RPD. Inside the RPD, head over to grab the notebook and stand next to this cabinet. By standing here, the zombie will force the door open, allow me to run right past, making quick work of this ambush here in the hallway before meeting up with Marvin, putting this trusty knife up my ass and heading all the way upstairs for this bait key. On the way up, I politely asked the zombie to move aside before continuing on, picking up the key and taking a shortcut by falling through the floor. Unfortunately, Becky was waiting for me and proceeded to eat me out, making my way out and grabbing the lime medallion before meeting back up with Marvin. I place the medallion, use the spade key on the door, and go upstairs. I use the key for the final time, letting me dispose of it. A helicopter accidentally slides inside the side of the building, and I grab the bolt cutters, fuse, and valve. The next section can cause problems, but if you hug the right side of the wall, you can run past the zombies here. Running upstairs, meeting up with the liquor, I simply run past him and grab the battery. When leaving the office, as long as you stare him down, he will get performance anxiety and he won't hurt you. Grabbing the unicorn medallion and this knife before heading up into the storage room to grab the last medallion. But before I do that, I move the shelf over once to make my life a bit easier for later on. Setting the detonator and running out so the shelf doesn't fall over, and grab it while avoiding the liquor that spawns in here with you. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. So I decide to restart, this time making it back here to start Birkin's first phase in just under 12 minutes. This is where the knife comes in handy.
Words ain't gonna cut it with this room. This thing's gotta go down.
Now heading into my worst nightmare in the underground parking garage with lickers all around waiting to put their tongue in places they shouldn't be. However, I am kinda curious. Anyways, the way through is pretty simple if you just simply run past them all. I'm not sure how I don't get hit here, but no complaints from me. The way back is much more terrifying. Still hugging this wall, I can narrowly avoid getting slammed into the wall. For this one, I shoot it and it attacks me. I'm not sure how to run past this one, but it's still quicker than getting grabbed by it. Starting RPD 2 and heading up to grab the gear, breaking this guy's knees into 2 pieces, grabbing the knife and the first electrical component. Then we can meet this gorgeous piece of meat, Mr. X. In this cursed hallway filled with zombies and a liquor and getting smacked in the process. Running inside afraid for my life, grabbing the jack and jacking off the bookshelf to head up to the clock tower. Well, that's unlucky. Grabbing the second electrical part and dodging the zombie before starting Sherry's section. Her part is really easy, so we'll just skip over that. Returning back with Claire and meeting the tyrant once again. Thankfully, he actually isn't as bad as he looks, and he lets me through the gate like a gentleman. The dogs here are pretty easy to avoid, and the zombie and the bus can be quickly stunned. Starting out in the worst part of the game, the sewers. The first duo can be dodged by running around the first and shooting the second. Next, we grab the T-tool and send both of these zombies at the bottom of the stairs to run past. Opening this gate and avoiding the first enemy here by hugging the garbage on your left. And after going up this elevator, grabbing the zip pouch, the first plug, and this ammo right here, I can head back down. This is, I believe, the last bit of ammo I pick up for the rest of the run. Now that we're back down the elevator with the geodolt on the other side, and making my way over to the most dangerous part of this run. If even one thing goes wrong, everything goes wrong. And unfortunately, things go wrong here pretty often. To get past the first one, you can shoot it and run around on your left. The second is usually far enough away for you to run past, and the same goes for the third. Quickly grabbing the 2 plugs in this room, and the way out is where things go wrong more often than not. Okay, well, never mind, because he's not in a spot that he should be. He should not be there. This happened in multiple attempts I did for this challenge. With me being grabbed here, I thankfully had one extra knife that I picked up in the library earlier, and I was thankfully able to sneak past. Starting Birkin phase 2 in just under 40 minutes, by firing a few shots into his hand forces him to open the door much quicker. This fight is pretty simple. Running over to the platform, smashing this button like I smashed my desk after that previous attempt, and began slashing away. I used a little more than one knife here before smashing it again and killing him in one hit. Here on the final stretch of the game in the lab, to start, I picked up the grenade launcher that is conveniently placed on this desk. The lab is fairly easy to get around, upgraded my wristband, using my one and only round on this guy to run around because why not? Running past the IVs, grabbing the flash grenade and put the codes into this terminal. Doing this puzzle to store my alcohol and heading even further underground. Seriously, how deep is this place? By running past the liquor that falls to the ceiling and up the stairs to grab the signal modulator, a few more zombies need to be stunned, but it's not a big deal. On the way back, praying the liquors won't hit me and turning on the power, unfortunately, they had other plans for me and attacked me, barely making it into this room alive and cooling down whatever this is and running back upstairs to kill all the plants or whatever the hell is going on in this place. With all that done, I stunned these two IVs before heading into the best boss fight of the game, Birkin's third phase.
Class A breach detected. Lab quarantine until target is neutralized.
Well, it could have gone better, but it's over. It's all that matters. On to the final boss fight of the game. Shooting this lone zombie and grabbing this minigun. This final fight is really simple. All you have to do is shoot his eyes a few times, and when he starts crawling, you can finish him off with the last few rounds you have. With that all taken care of, I have beat Resident Evil 2 in 1 hour and 21 seconds, which leaves me with just under 2 hours to complete the next two of the trilogy. Speaking of, this brings us to one of the games of all time, Resident Evil 3. Seriously, this was pure torture. Just having this downloaded on my PC made me upset. Not only does this game suck, I'm the most unfamiliar with this one than the other two. So I'm going to skip over a lot from this game because it sucks and, well, no one wants to hear about it. The intro was easy, running through everyone, meeting up with this sexy man. No, not you. Yeah, that's right. In the city, dodging the zombies and blowing the zombies up so I want to deal with them later. Throughout this game, I took a lot of hits as the dodging is truly awful. Although, is it really the dodging or my skill issue? Don't answer that. Grabbing the fire hose, putting the fire out, and then grabbing the bolt cutters. In this room, grabbing the shotgun shells and seeing Nikolai disappear into somewhere. These dogs are easily dodged and we make our way to the power station where I am deep-throated by a spider. That is certainly a sentence. Usually I never have any issues here, but as you can see, I face some issues. Nonetheless, I continue on as I just did not want to restart. Turning on all the power switches and burning all these disgusting creatures in ash. A reminder, the only good bug is a dead bug. Running back to the office when Nemesis comes smashing through the wall, attempting to fist me. Pretty easy to avoid, right? Dodging some more zombies and powering up the subway before heading back and starting the sewers. In the sewers, which is thankfully a short section, picking up the battery pack and dodging my way past whatever you call these things, and on the way out, attacked by Nemesis once again, and are forced through this chase sequence into the burning building, and I would really love to know where he's getting all these weapons from. Once we reach the roof, the fight is pretty simple. Shoot him. I know. Genius, right? With a grenade and shotgun shells, you're able to make quick work of him. After the fight and starting another chase sequence, this time however, he has a rocket launcher. What are we even doing here? Meeting up with Carlos again in the subway and starting one of the worst sections of the game. Inside the RPD, having to deal with a ridiculous amount of enemies. In previous attempts, I thought I could just run past them all and deal with them later.
I literally just killed you. I just killed you. Your head just exploded. What the f do you mean? This genuinely could not go any worse. How many times do I have to press the dodge button for you to dodge? It doesn't make any sense.
So knowing that unfortunate bit of information, I take them all out now before going upstairs to grab the key, then unlocking this locker with the battery inside. Making my way back upstairs to the detonator and accidentally blowing up the bathroom and killing, you guessed it, even more zombies. Running into the SARS office and immediately running back out to play as Jill once again. Before starting the Nemesis dogfight, I grabbed the grenade launcher and all the ammo around, and officially starting it and launching grenades and shooting him as much as possible. Like I said earlier, I don't really know this game very well, so I had no idea what strat to use for the boss fights, so I just kind of ran around shooting and hoping for the best. Completing the boss fight after some time, and starting the next section with Carlos inside the hospital. These zombies are easy to run past, and I got the key and key card. Well, that's not good. Due to me not wanting to play this game again, I decided to keep going. In the room with the recording device, punching the hunters and giving Jill the vaccine, this area has nothing to talk about. It's literally just shoot for like 5 minutes and you're done. Back as Jill and ending up inside the lab, grabbing the 3 fuses, shooting a grenade to clear the path here, and making my way deeper into the lab. Meeting up with Tyrell, who I'm sure will live a happy and long life. In the lab with... Wait, what? Where'd Tyrell go? Huh, he must have gone to the bathroom or something. We'll see him later. Inside Nest, I grabbed the flash drive, which for some reason has a whole cutscene for it. I swear this game is just a cutscene simulator. They didn't know what to do with it, so they just added a million cutscenes. Now heading over into a truly horrifying room. Something that keeps me up at night. Many crash outs happened here, including deaths. This is the best run. Eventually, I make it out, grab both the vials for the vaccine, and synthesize it with this machine. Wow, this is really easy. I could definitely be a scientist. As usual, we have another boss fight with Nemesis, and as usual, I don't know what I'm doing, so I just keep shooting him. After some time and a lot of ammo, he does finally fall, and we can start the final boss fight of the game, and you can never guess who it is. That's right, Nemesis. Take a hint. Extremely easy to take him out here with this conveniently placed railgun, and with that done I shoot Nikolai and leave on the helicopter, with the final time being just over an hour, leaving me with just under an hour to complete Separate Ways. Now we can talk about a game that I actually like. This is the one I am the most familiar with, and I've been speedrunning a lot recently, so this shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Starting the run, grabbing this herb, and pulling out my grenade. Going through this wall, skipping the cutscene, and immediately throwing the grenade up at Santa and using my SMG to finish her off. First boss fight taken care of in 16 seconds. On the way out of the castle and looting as much as I can without going out of the way. I get pretty unlucky here and get hit, but it's not a big deal. Still completing chapter 1 in less than a minute and 40 seconds. At the start of chapter 2, we have our first glitch we will be using for this run. I'm personally not a big fan of glitches, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Crouching with your back to the wall at this angle, then to start on the wire, you will phase out of bounds. It's pretty hard to follow the path as you can't see anything, but with me slowly turning my camera to the left, I was able to make it through, saving some time. At the end, you need a knife to end up on this platform. It can send you on the outside of the wall of the cabin, but I messed up and ended up on the other side. Not a big deal though, as it still saved a good amount of time. Meeting up with the merchant and attempting the infinite first aid spray glitch, though I could not get it to work no matter what I tried. This has been a common issue on my run. I could have the exact amount of items I need in my inventory, but it still wouldn't work, so I had to come back to this later. With that happening, I would need to fight Santa normally, which again, wasn't a big deal, as I know how her fight works pretty well. I use all my rifle ammo, and in between phases, I go around looting before finishing her off with my SMG. Starting off chapter 3 and arriving at the factory, where I am able to finally do the glitch. By touching the typewriter and having at least 17 items in your inventory, you can sell infinite first aid sprays. I do this glitch a bit until I can buy 13 sprays, and then sell them until I have 400,000 pesetas. Buying the Striker Charm, which boosts my movement speed by 8%, might not sound like a lot, but it's extremely helpful. Buying a shotgun, upgrading it, a rocket launcher, and a attaché case upgrade, and now we'll be set for the next several chapters. I run past the enemies, find Luis's frequency, which spawns in some more enemies, and in this room store on the crossbow and the typewriter that would be useful for later on. The Bella sister is actually too slow, so you can turn the wheel without having to deal with her at all. Back in the village, running past everyone and starting the boss fight with El Gigante. This is a common theme with speedrunning Separate Ways, so if it makes you upset, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. In chapter 4, running around all these enemies to let Luis deal with them before chasing after him in the fire. On the way to the bindery, grabbing the stone piece, running past these enemies, and grabbing the second piece before quickly doing this puzzle and moving on and grabbing the red ink. While grabbing the red lantern, I throw down a grenade first and pick it up. Since those gates closed, the grenade will open the first one up for me before the game even lets me turn around, saving a few extra seconds. Now onto the Knight's room. Usually the knights are a problem here, but with this being an assisted speedrun, I can make quick work of them. Now in the maze, I grab this flash before grappling over to shoot the red zealot 3 times in the face with my shotgun, killing it. Grab the moonstone and making my way over to the display room, and grabbing the blue butterfly and bringing chapter 4 to an end. Chapter 5 also has me running a marathon. Pulling the switch and heading deep underground, it's easy to run around, drain the water, and take out the scare door with a few shotgun shots. With another rocket launcher in my inventory, I am ready to start the next Santa boss fight. I decided to use a rocket in the first phase, as she is much more annoying to deal with here, and in the second I use my upgraded SMG and shotgun. After dealing enough damage, I could use the knife attack to finish her off for the last time. After the fight, I arrive into the caves with these crushing boulder things. If you're quick enough after pulling the lever, you can actually run all the way through without having to wait at all. Grabbing the boat key and ending the chapter, now onto the island. In chapter 6, I make my way down the elevator after killing the enemies here and run past the brute blocking the door. In this lab area, or whatever this is, I run past a regenerator and put the power unit somewhere. On the way out, dodging the regenerator and Iron Maiden before inserting the power unit, opening the store, and going down the gondola. Now here's an area where a lot of things can go wrong. By running past these turrets, Well, I eventually did make it past and ended up on this bridge. By standing next to this laser, I wait for an enemy to go for a charge attack, move out of the way, flash him, then kick him into the laser, allow me to walk through. Usually this strat is done with either a shotgun or a crossbow, but I found both those strats extremely unreliable, so I just used a crossbow on this guy in the bunker. Inside the lab was very simple, so finishing the chase sequence in this chapter and starting the last chapter of the run. I buy myself another rocket, stun these enemies, and kill the 3 in the elevator before heading up. Running past these guys and using the last rocket on Sadler. With all that being done, all I need to do is run past everyone to get to the rocket, shoot these arm tentacle things, I'm not sure what they are, going up this elevator and grappling over to this container, pull the lever to move over and finish out the game, with the final time being 47 minutes and 2 seconds, which is actually 2 minutes faster than my previous best time. But was it quick enough? Finishing Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and Separate Ways in 2 hours and 54 minutes. So yes, it actually is possible to finish these games in just 3 hours. I would not say this challenge was worth it, however. I had a lot of crash outs on and off stream while attempting this, but at least I can say I did it. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. We are getting really close to Resident Evil 9. As I'm uploading this, I'm likely playing through Resident Evil 0 or Resident Evil 1, so feel free to drop by over on Twitch and drop a follow. The link will be in the description. But with all that being said, thank you all for watching.